On to national news here. The big story that broke this morning is that Donald Trump is escalating his efforts to attack and intimidate his critics. This is perhaps the most loathsome critic of his that I could come up with, and there's a real cast of characters that we could choose from here. John Bolton, he served in Donald Trump's first term. Since then, he has been selling books based on his criticisms of Donald Trump, which largely center around the fact that he thinks Trump should be more hawkish, basically in every single area, that we should be going to war with Iran. When Trump got back into office at the beginning of the year, he revoked John Bolton's security clearance, as well as like others, Joe Biden's, Hunter Biden's, in a kind of sweeping effort to be as petty as possible. But it's an important story, not because I can defend literally anything John Bolton has ever done, but because this is potentially a trial balloon for him to continue to go after his critics in other areas. This is Trump this morning being asked about the FBI raid on John Bolton's home and office in Maryland this morning. And you'll hear this excuse literally from Donald Trump probably 3 to 4 times a week. This might be the least believable attempt at the I know nothing about it.
So I'll fire her if she doesn't resign.
Mr. President.
Pause it. That is in reference to the latest Fed official that he's bullying. Another story that's going to just go completely under the radar because of all the insanity today.
So I'll fire her if she doesn't resign.
Okay.
Mr. President, have you been briefed on the FBI raid of John Bolton's home?
No, I don't know about it. I saw it on television this morning. I'm not a fan of John Bolton. He's a real sort of a lowlife. When I hired him, he served a good purpose because, as you know, he was one of the people that forced Bush to do the ridiculous bombings in the Middle East. Bolton, he wants to always kill people, and he's very bad at what he does. But he worked out great for me because every time he doesn't talk, he's like a very quiet person, except on television. If he could say something bad about Trump, he'll always do that. But he really doesn't talk. He's quiet. And I'd walk into a room with him with a foreign country, and the foreign country would give me everything because they said, oh no, they're going to get blown up because John Bolton's there. He's not a smart guy, but he could be a very unpatriotic guy. I mean, we're going to find out. I know nothing about it. I just saw it this morning. They did a raid.
Do you expect the DOJ to brief you on this?
Yeah, they'll brief me, probably today sometime.
And the foreign minister.
I tell Pam and I tell the group, I don't want to know, but just you have to do what you have to do. I don't want to know about it. It's not necessary. I could know about it. I could be the one starting it. I'm actually the chief law enforcement officer, but I feel that it's better this way.
Okay. Oh, he's above it. He would never be.
It's the appearance of impropriety.
Yeah,
To avoid.
Come on, the norms, media. His most legendary. This is the first time you're ever telling me about this. Was the Ruth Bader Ginsburg one when she died, which I think might have been his only authentic attempt at that. I'm not sure, but we don't need to psychoanalyze this guy for too much longer. You are not the chief law enforcement officer in the country. I don't really know
I'm
how
the sheriff
else to
of
say
America.
it is troubling that he sees basically his function as the head of the military, that is the president's basically formal role, constitutionally allocated role, with being the chief domestic law enforcement officer in this country.
The commander-in-chief of law enforcement.
He's like a little, boy in a town that wants to be a cop growing up. He needs to get some experience first. He, as the new chief law enforcement officer in the United States, this is him. I guess this was yesterday or this morning?
Yes, this was yesterday.
He called into the Todd Starnes show to talk about how he's going to get some experience with law enforcement.
What's this image, by the way? Is that
AI.
AI?
Yeah.
And
This is embarrassing.
To me, this looks like someone making fun of him, and I had to double check that this is the AI image that Todd Starnes himself put up. But
it looks foolish.
I think he looks strong.
And I'm going to be going out tonight. I'm going to keep it a secret.
but I'm going to go. You're the only one that knows. You and your lots of listeners. You have a great show. You have a very successful show, by the way, in case you haven't heard that. But I'm going to be going out tonight, I think, with the police, with the military, of course. So we're going to do a job. The National Guard is great. They've done a fantastic job.
So he's going to do a little ride along with a cop.
We're going to do a job is another one. If you put a pull string on a Trump doll.
Right. We're going to do a job. Dude, when he said you're the chief law enforcement officer in the country, and right before that, he had said that he just lets Pam Bondi do her thing and that he has a big separation from her. She is by law the top law enforcement officer in the country. She's the U.S. Attorney General. So that's not how that works, buddy. Which one is it? Are you basically using Pam Bondi as a puppet to be the chief law enforcement officer in the country, or is she the chief law enforcement officer in the country?
I'll get back to you in 2 weeks.
Yes. It's a semi-firm deadline. In 2020, Trump tweeted this out about John Bolton. Feels a little relevant today. Bolton broke the law and has been called out and rebuked for so doing. This is attempt at being highfalutin.
I think he wrote that one himself, actually.
Yeah. With a really big price to pay. He likes dropping bombs on people and killing them. Now he will have bombs dropped on him. He was president in that time, saying he was going to drop a bomb on his former national security advisor on, like, domestic soil.
Figurative bombs.
How are you going to pretend you're the dove here, buddy? You're literally doing genocide right now. You are presiding over what the UN just said was the starvation currently of 500,000 people imposed by Israel and the United States. Later in the show, we will play a clip from CBS of another whistleblower from the so-called Gaza Humanitarian Foundation, which has been put together by U.S. consultants. A consulting group, the Boston, I'm forgetting the exact acronym. BCG, which Netanyahu previously worked at, when he grew up in part in the United States. Just a bit of a coincidence. They were involved in setting up this Gaza Humanitarian Foundation, and they are participating in the slaughter, according to these whistleblowers, of folks waiting for aid, bragging, according to the whistleblower, about how many animals and human beings they could kill, shooting at them from a long way away. This is Donald Trump's foreign policy. He's allowing for the annexation of the West Bank. Just because you're not making the exact decision to bomb Gaza and you have some plausible deniability because our vassal state does it for you, doesn't make you anti-war. And also, dude, when he got into power the first time, the way he got to show off how pretend he was big down there, basically, was going and dropping the mother of all bombs on Afghanistan to show that he was a big dog, basically. You are not anti-war.
I mean, how did Bolton feel about the strikes against Iran earlier this year?
I'm sure he was. The true part is that he wished that we were more directly involved. But Donald Trump is too transactional, honestly. I think for Bolton's ideology of like deep Islamophobia and bloodlust to win out at the end. It's more just like if Trump can get rich off of it, he'll agree to it. But either way, the precedent this sets is concerning.
To be fair, Bolton thought we should have done more, and
of course
in Iran. But yeah,
he was the driving force behind wanting, after Bush, we had already invaded Iraq and Afghanistan. He wanted to open it up in his second term to a war with Iran. That's how insane this guy is. So no love lost here, but of course, who's next?
He also, when asked about January 6th, he said it wasn't a coup because he knew as a person who's partaken in a lot of coups.
Right, I loved that. Quiet part out loud. It was like the right-wing neocon version of the Chris Murphy tweet about our Venezuela coup.
Hey, folks, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and check out our daily show. We do it every day at 12 p.m. Eastern for about 2.5 hours. We even take phone calls. You should check that out.